It is Tuesday, June 14th in the MLB, and I'm Austin from Calling Our Shot.
And I'm Logan from Calling Our Shot.
And we are back with our 4 favorite picks of the day. We got our favorite underdog money line. We have our favorite run line, player prop, and no run first inning.
As always, guys, just do us a real quick favor and hit that subscribe button. We are closing in on 35,000. You guys in the community have been the absolute best all baseball season long. Austin and I wake up early as heck to make these videos, so that's the least you could do. Also, drop a like on this video.
I agree, Logan. Let's hop into a recap. Another winning day. It's been a very good past week. It was a 2-1 day. We'll talk about that. We had the Jordan Alvarez 2 singles. That will get it done for the player prop section. We had the no run first inning. Everyone and their mother was on it, but it still cashes. We'll take that. And then we had the Seattle Mariners, Minnesota Twins, over 4.5 first 5. They had 3 runs. As I put down here, 20 runners left on base, 6 runners in scoring position in the first 5 innings. It was brutal. I watched it. I was up at like 12-something. I was watching. I was just face palming for your pick, Logan. Not your fault. Those guys just could not knock anyone in. But as a reminder, we appreciate all our All-Stars that are supporting us out there. If you want to support us, maybe we made you some money yesterday. Consider going to become an All-Star. Click the join button on the channel. Should be next to the Call on Our Shot name. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, do that too. We have 3 new All-Stars. Anthony Moe. I know you're always commenting in the comment section. We appreciate you for becoming an all-star. I know you had some problems with becoming one, but you are finally here. We appreciate you joining the select group. Mario and JK Geology, thank you both for joining back the COS All-Star crew. Our last note, if you want to join our chalkboard, we'd appreciate it. It's like a Discord-type group discussion app. You can share your bet slips and all that stuff. Logan and I are always celebrating NRFI Nation wins, which hopefully we're celebrating another one today in there. So if you want to come chat, discuss with the community, drop your plays, we'd love it. Top link in the description. Definitely go consider joining. But Logan, you got 2 picks today. I want to throw it to you. Give us your first one. What do you got?
Yeah, let's start with the run line, right? I'm going Rays versus the Yankees, and I'm taking the Rays plus 1.5 versus the Yankees. Currently minus 102 odds on FanDuel as Austin's pulling up right here. You've got some books like DraftKings that have it as the minus 110 split, and that's originally what it was at when I first looked at this line. So we're getting a little bit better value on this one. But guys, when you're line reading these run lines, the minus 110 trap line is my favorite run line to sort of read. It hasn't steered me wrong most of the year. I'm taking it once again in the Rays with this one. The Rays, here's a fun trend stat that I don't love, but I'll ride with it. The Rays have won or covered in 7 straight starts against Garrett Cole. I don't need them to win today. I just need them to cover. Let's make it 8 straight Rays today. Cole. Coming in, everyone knows Garrett Cole, 3.63 ERA, 7-0 and 1 earned runs in each of his last 3 starts. The 7 earned runs, woof. I mean, rough day at the office for Garrett Cole, but I mean, he's an ace. He's better than that, or so I think. Maybe Rays get to him today, right? Several Rays have great splits versus him. G-Man Choi, I believe he's on a hitting streak as well. G-Man Choi batting 400 versus Garrett Cole. Yandy Diaz, 303 versus Cole. And Randy Arozarena, 316 versus Garrett Cole. So even though he is an ace, these Rays hitters have seen him before, and they have actually had some decent success versus him. Now, on the other side, we've got Corey Kluber, 3.88 ERA, 3-1 and 1 earned runs in each of his last 3 starts. Pretty solid. I mean, Corey Kluber's been probably, one of the Rays' best pitchers this year. And last time he faced the Yankees, 6 innings pitched and 1 earned run. That's what we like to call a quality start, especially versus a Yankees team that has so much power all throughout their lineup. I know you're always playing with fire when you bet against the Yankees in any sort of way. You can easily get burned. But as long as Corey Kluber can keep the ball in the yard in the comical dimensions of Yankee Stadium, we'll stand a great chance of covering. Judge, Rizzo, and Stanton, the 3 people that I'm most afraid of, haven't homered against Corey Kluber. Knock on wood, right? Hopefully you can keep that from happening. I mean, but really the Yankees are swinging really hot bats. I know that for sure, but I have to take the Rays in this spot. The Yankees 3rd in bullpen ERA. Tampa Bay, 6th in bullpen ERA. That could be the difference in the cover run. It's small, having that small bullpen discrepancy, but I do think the Rays can go ahead and get that one for us, and that's why I'm going to go ahead and take them on the run line. But Austin, what do you got for your player prop?
Yeah, I mean, the Rays treated us nicely a couple days ago. They still got to win 2 more games to keep their trend going. So they're probably winning these first 2 against New York. And, these 2 teams are battling for that divisional spot at the top of the division. So that should be a close game. But today I'm not going in that one. I'm going all the way across the United States. We're going to the Dodgers-Angels game. Taking Freddie Freeman, taking us over in bases, 1.5. It is plus 104 on Caesars Sportsbook. We see Caesars giving us the best value. Now, I pull it up. We got plus 100 on DraftKings. Naturally, FanDuel normally has the worst odds at minus 120, but we do see sharper books at minus 115. So the plus 104 we're getting on Caesars is great. Now, not as great as value as Yordan Alvarez, who was plus 112 yesterday, but I still do think Freeman can get it done. Now, it is worth noting, we've never touched a Freeman prop this year. I normally don't touch a lot of Dodgers, but we're here and we're touching Freddie Freeman's prop. Now, Freddie batting 288 on the year, 27 extra base hits in 60 games. You know, if you look at like home, road splits, right-handed pitchers, left-handed pitcher splits, he's basically dead even on them. So you can't really find a ton of edge for Mr. Freeman. But look, he's hit this over in 4 of his last 8 games. They've been facing some pretty good pitching. They've been going up against the Mets, going up against the Giants. Like, they've been facing some good pitching. Today, they're going up against the Angels and Noah Cindergard. Now, Cindergard, he's been hit or miss this year. He enters with a 3.69 ERA, 1.187 whip. So he's been decent, but what he has not been good is on the road. He's been actually very bad. 7.88 ERA and 1.75 whip on the road, allowing a 348 batting average, 361 batting average on balls in play. Look, those numbers are not good. Now, granted, some of those starts were earlier in May, and he has kind of turned it around, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to be the ace that he has been in, or what he has been in his past. But look, Freeman, great splits for Cindergard. 10 for 23, 435 batting average versus him, 5 extra base hits. Obviously, we think about Freeman, saw him a lot while he was a member of the Braves, and Noah was a member of the Mets. That was arguably, I would argue, when Cindergard was at his best, at his peak performance. And now, you know, he's kind of dwindling down, getting older. And I just think he'll be able to hit him today. Now, we looked at Cindergaard's pitches. Those 3 pitches at 23% or more. So these are the most pitches that, you know, Freeman's going to see 70, 80% of the time. It's a sinker, changeup, and 4-seam fastball. 3 pitches that Freeman hits pretty well against. He's hitting 286 versus the sinker, 306 versus the changeup, and then 284 versus the 4-seam fastball. Also, it's worth noting, Freeman, he hates the Angels. He told me himself. He's had 2+ bases in 4 of his last 5 versus the Angels. He doesn't play them all too often. Hasn't played them since 2014. Also, I do kind of like that Freeman went 0 for 3 with a walk yesterday. It's due for a little bit of a bounce back. Him to get 2+ hits is about plus 150. Normally, a guy to get 2+ hits is not that low of value. So not only could he hit 2+ hits, he could get a double, which he's done, I think, 20 times this year, gotten a double. Or he could get a home run, which he only has 5 home runs to his name this year. I think Freeman is due a pretty good game today. Riding with him is a 10-10 start time. So hopefully he gets the hits before I go to bed, because I'm not watching that whole game. But Freddie, counting on you. But Logan, ready for your second pick.
Yeah, we're going to an underdog in this one. Rangers versus Astros, and I'm taking the Rangers money line. Currently plus 110 odds on DraftKings, as Austin's pulling up here on OddsJam. This one's really interesting to me because I look at the FanDuel odds, which has the best odds for the Astros. Actually, they're minus 120. Whenever I see a team, one of those juggernauts, we have to do some line reading, right? Whenever teams like the Astros, Dodgers, Yankees are minus 120-ish favorites, it's usually a trap. It's usually too good to be true, right? These books know what they're doing, right? They know when they put a really good, you know, high-powered team like that at minus 120, they're just sitting there like tempting you, right? I think we're going to do some sneaky line reading here, and I think the Rangers have a really good chance at picking up 2 wins in a row versus their Texas rivals, right? Urquidy's on the mound for Houston. 6 2/3 innings pitched and only 1 earned run versus the Rangers back in May. So they know this as well. They know who the real Urquidy is, right? 6.61 road ERA this year. They know that's more in line with what he's doing, not the 1 earned run type performance. I think Urquidy is definitely going to get hit and definitely going to get some runs up on him. I think 3 or 4 earned runs in the first 5 innings is probably doable for the Rangers today. Now, who are they starting? Dane Dunning, right? 5 2/3 innings pitched, 2 earned runs versus the Astros back in April. That's a decent start. I think he can definitely duplicate it. Look, he's a high strikeout guy. He's got a lot of the put away pitches that you need versus a great lineup like Houston. In Dunning's last 3 starts, 4.22 earned runs. He's a pretty solid pitcher, right? He's not going to go out there and self implode, and that's what I need. I don't want pitchers with, like, you know, high strikeout to walk, or low strikeout to walk ratios, like some of the worst ones. Dane Dunning is pretty solid on that. And also, last point of note, Houston 1st in bullpen ERA, Texas 8th in bullpen ERA. There's not a huge gap there. And Houston's bullpen, let me tell you right now, they just sold them really good last night, because it was looking right when I went to bed. Houston was up. When I woke up, I was like, woof, what happened there? Trastros, right? We're banking on the Trastros once again not showing up today. And I really do like this pick for value. I think the Rangers can once again get it done at home. But Austin, you know what time it is.
Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah.
Tell the
Nerfy
people
Nation
what we
time.
got.
Kind of going on that Texas Rangers note. I do like Marcus Simeon's over in bases today. He's pretty good splits versus Urquidy. But that's not why we're here. We're here for Nerfy Nation time, and we're going with Twins Mariners. No run first inning, minus 130 on DraftKings. Now, if you want to wait to place this one, I wouldn't hate it. Right now, we're getting minus 130 on DraftKings. Normally, when we do our Nerfies, if you're watching us when we pull up Odds Jam, normally DraftKings has one of the worst odds. So we'll wait till FanDuel, Sharper Books come out with the Nerfy. But at least tell you about this one and why we like it. Now, we got Logan Gilbert on the mound for the Mariners. Great first name. Great. He would never sell us. But he's 10-2 on no run first innings this year. Pretty solid. He's also top half of pitchers in strikeout to walk ratio. Not a guy that's walking a lot of people. And we think about Minnesota. They are second in first inning runs. It's a little bit of an eye scratcher. Oh, I don't love that. But they did score on a home run yesterday by Byron Buxton. The hardest guy to really get out is Luis Ariz. If he can get out Ariz, I think we should be pretty good. Ariz, obviously one of the best hitters in the MLB. So Logan Gilbert been pretty solid. He's been pretty good at home. I think he can get us those first 3 outs. What about the next guy? Because I know you have a little bit of a fetish for this next guy, Logan.
Fetish. No, I like watching Joe Ryan pitch. Joe Ryan is one of my more favorite pitchers to watch. He's really crafty, right? And he's good to Nerfy Nation. 7-1 on Nerfies. His last allowed first inning run was his first start of the season. So he's really, been in good shape in the first inning portion of the games. And that's all we need. All we need is 3 outs, Joe Ryan. Seattle is 11th in first inning runs. But let me tell you, man, Seattle's only hitting 222 at home during June. As Austin mentioned yesterday, brutal for our first 5 over. And you know what? I wanted to revenge take this no-run first inning because I was like, whatever terrible type bats I saw yesterday, they couldn't hit those runners in scoring position in. That's very beneficial to our no-run first inning. They're setting this over-under at 7.5 because they know 2 solid pitchers on the mound and a really good chance to cash this no-run first inning. We're cashing 2 in a row. Nerfy Nation, let's fly those flags.
Agreed. Let's fly the flags. Let us know your favorite bets down below. As always, our parlay of the day is on Odds Jam. Top, I think it's the second link in the description if you want to go check that out. We hit our first leg. Cardinals minus 1.5 yesterday was an absolute miracle. Then, of course, the second leg was that Mariners Twins over, and they obviously left 1.5 trillion runners in scoring position. But those are our 3 plays of the day. We appreciate you guys as always for tuning in. Tune back in tomorrow, Wednesday, and we'll see you guys same time. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.